Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. My name is Pastor Peter Njiri.
This is Julius Mayu W.
My name is Pastor Jamlek.
I'm Stanley Jenga.
My name is Timothy, and I wish to welcome you for this year's Men of Destiny Summit.
And I'm inviting you to the Men of Destiny Summit.
The Men of Destiny Summit happening here at House of Faith
Along Vicar Road,
This month, 28th and 29th.
June 28th
and 29th of June.
Just 2 days. 2 days of impartation.
Last year we had such a great and awesome time in the presence of the Lord.
My God.
We had a great time.
We had moments of transformation, moment of teaching,
Especially in the workshops, whereby we meet in the afternoon and we are able to ask difficult questions. Questions maybe that we cannot ask when we have our wives.
lives were transformed.
Can't wait for the one that is coming this year.
This year the theme is on breaking all barriers.
Breaking all barriers.
That I'll be taught on how even to break barriers as a young man.
We'll be starting from 9 all the way to 6 in the evening. 2 days of marathon hearing and teachings.
Ukiwa wewe ni mzae, wewe ni youth man, bora wewe ni man.
All the men.
Come and
We are looking forward to see you in our upcoming Men of Destiny Summit. So
Remember to tag a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend.
and your life will never be the same. Thank you so much.
We love you and God bless you.
God bless you.
I'm so excited about my new book, My Times and Seasons. Well, this is a very impactful book that I wrote, and it took me several years just to come up with this book. And basically, it's about my personal story, from bringing up, growing up, career, business, family, misfortunes, challenges, losses, recovery, restoration. I mean, so much that I have been able to cover in this book. And I want to encourage you to get a copy. You can call that number, you can send a message, and even if you're not in Nairobi, we can ship it to you, and we can send it to you wherever you are. And I have no doubt this book is a life-changing book. The other day, somebody told me they bought for somebody bought for her sister. And when the sister read this book, My Times and Seasons, she actually was crying. She was saying, pray for me. I want to come to the Lord. I want God to change my life. It was such an inspiration for them. And I want to encourage you, get a copy today and call that number, send a message, and I will be able to send you this book. I'm sure this book will be a blessing to you and to somebody. Very impactful, life-changing, about my story. God has, how God has used my life, changed my life, restoring my life. God bless you as you get a copy of My Times and Seasons. Asante and God bless.
Welcome to Kingdom Business Network. Today we have a very interesting topic that we want to discuss with you today about content creation and the creative economy. We want each one of you to actually tag a friend, tell them to come and listen, because this is the future, especially for the young people. You really need to know something about content creation and the creative economy. This is where we'll all go to, especially if you have something to share, something to talk to people about. You need to have some of this information. In case you're watching us on Facebook, please like and comment. In case you're watching us on YouTube, please remember to subscribe, like and share. We've shared our numbers on the screen on Faith Today Television. Please also, you can engage us with the questions and we'll take your questions in the second half of this program. And today we have a veteran in that field of content creation and the creative economy, Mr. Paul Mukoma of Talanta Institute. You can introduce yourself to viewer and let them know what you do and how is Talanta Institute.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here. My name is Paul Mukoma, and director at Talanta Institute and Princecam Media. I train in the area of creating content, film, and other TVET courses. And I'm very happy to be here because I'm also a content creator. I started doing videos and for many years, from the time of analog to digital. So I've been there and I've seen the transition. And I've seen what is happening now in the industry, in the area of content creation. So I'm very happy to have this discussion. I'm also participating in the Ministry of Youth as we discover, nurture, and help the youth monetize their talent. Yes, so thank you very much for having me here on Faith Today TV.
Welcome, Paul. Yeah. And with me also is my co-host, Enoch. Enoch, you can introduce yourself and greet the viewer.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. Good morning. My name is Enoch from House of Faith. I am very excited today to be part of this discussion. Mr. Paul, you are really welcome. We are very excited to have you today. I mean, when you talk about content creation, it's a very lucrative industry, but so much is unknown. We have people who have misused it. Some people have even underused it. Now getting it from you, a content creator, it's going to help us actually understand how even to fully utilize it and also monetize it. It's very, very important. Because when you look at it, for us in our space, God, I believe his purpose was for us to be creators. It's God's idea for us to be creators. So how do we harness that creative industry and maybe monetize it and improve our lives? Thank you so much, Doc.
Welcome.
Yes.
Mr. Mukoma, take us through the landscape. We would want to understand what is content creation, what is the creative economy, and what is the current state of content creation and this economy, and how has it evolved over the years?
I will start by demystifying first, the creative economy is a much bigger industry. Because when you talk about creative economy, is everything creative, from everything media, film, even architecture, part of hospitality, arts, culture. So the whole creative industry is very big. Now, as we are narrowing down to the content creation, which is now the buzzword right now. But what people don't know, content creation has been there. You talked about God being creator. The Bible is content. Because at times today when you say content creation, people think a camera, film, and that's content. That's what people are calling content. But content is in three key areas. The static, there is audio, and there is visual. Static is what we know, written content, graphics, images. So that's static content. It's not moving. Then there is audio and radio, podcast, and what people have been doing for many years. And now there is visual, the video part of it. But you can call it now audio visual, because now what people are calling content today is the audio visual part of content. But when you think about content, is in those three areas. People have been doing blogs for many years. Actually, in 1996, when internet, started, Bill Gates said, content will be king, or content will be king of this framework that has been created. He coined that. And at that time, people maybe didn't understand fully how big content will be, because at that time it was more of pictures and images and text. But like I've said, content has been there since the time scripts were the Bible was being written, even in those, how they were doing it, Kitambo, the scrolls. That was still content that has been transformed over the years. But today's generation, in fact, when you call me content creator, the Gen Z out there will laugh and say, oh no, you're not a content creator, because, they will feel I'm not in the current content creator generation, which is now really growing big. But to demystify, all that is content. From the Bible is content. The books we create is still content. It's only that now content can be transformed into different formats, and now it's easier now to do it on video. Especially the generation now, they consume content better in audio-visual format. So when you come now to this generation, I started creating videos from the time we were shooting on a format called Betacam, or Umatic, Betacam, VHS, DV, what we were calling the mini DV and tapes, and then now moved to the digital era where you're just recording on card, or you can still record direct on cloud, or you can stream live, like the way we are streaming this program. So this is the famous part of content creation now, where people are thinking audio-visual, which is really good because it has opened up the space for more people to be in the space. And everybody now is a cameraman. All the phones have a camera. So it has really opened up the space for more people to be there. And almost everybody can create content. Because a while ago, you needed a script writer to form a story. When you're filming something, you need that big camera. It was almost unaffordable for many people. But right now, the landscape has been leveled. Almost everybody now is a content creator. From the mega creators we see to the people, creators that we don't even know, but they are influencing, certain audience. So that is what I can say. It's very wide. We will see where we can get today, but it's a very wide topic that we can talk about even as a series. Thank you.
So how has the digital social media platforms influenced content creation?
In a very big way. Now, the social platforms, I think, is what has really made the content creation really go very big. I remember some years back, there was this campaign in Kenya. I was going, or in Africa, I was going like tunatoka analog to naenda digital. You're coming from analog to digital. That campaign was more in the media, in the TV and that's kind of electronic media. The people thought the revolution or the transformation would just be on TV, moving from one analog platform to the digital platform. But at the same time, now social media had also come in. Things like platforms like YouTube, had also, taken shape and started growing big. And actually the biggest revolution ended up happening online than on mainstream TV, the digital platform. And this is how it happened. As that was transitioning, and now the social media was free. You opened first Facebook. I remember being shown how to open a Facebook account. Oh, it's free. Oh, I can post this. And people started posting. And people realized, oh, I can post and people can see from all over the world. So that has actually really fast-tracked the whole content creation, that everybody can create. And that removed what one of our mentors called, removed the gatekeepers. You remember those days? If you needed a show on TV, first you get a production company. First you have to know who is who takes these programs. And at times it was very difficult even to get an interview like this on TV because there were gatekeepers and you needed to pay a lot of money to be on TV, even to run adverts. So now this new space opened and people can post for themselves, can post on YouTube. And now the platform started monetizing. Like YouTube now started telling people, as you post your content, you can actually earn from your content. And people also now realized they can market content, their own companies on these platforms. So the whole thing now blew and became so big and changed the whole landscape. And now the mobiles, when the phones now started having better cameras and all that, people could create content on phone and post. That has really revolutionized the whole content creation industry, that now there are not many gatekeepers. If you have good content, there is room for you. You don't even need to ask anybody where to post. Yesterday, I saw a video from one kid from Uganda, 11-year-old, accidentally or somehow he did a challenge that was posted online and it has gone viral. This kid, 11-year-old, right now he's traveling all over the world. I saw a video of him in Dubai doing an advert, okay? So he's dancing a song like Tenge Tenge, something like a kid song that has gone viral. So that means today we don't have a gatekeepers, and more people can access, put their content, monetize. Some kids are making a lot of money. And so the revolution, and even now it's about to get even bigger because there are more platforms, more ways to monetize, more powerful phones with more powerful cameras coming up, and now people are more informed. Right now there's what the young people call the YouTube university. That now they are saying even the university is not my gatekeeper. I may not go to university, but I'll go on YouTube and learn how to create content. So that space has really grown, it's still growing, and it's something we need to focus. And it's a big economy now. Globally, it's worth 100, I was researching earlier as we were talking, it's worth $156 billion globally. In Africa, you have a share of about $3 billion. In Kenya, it's small, but it's growing big. But you see, it's a whole very, very mega economy we are dealing with, and a lot of money we are dealing with. Here in Kenya, we already have people who are making millions just posting their content online. So I think in a nutshell, that's what I can say. It's really growing so big that even to keep up, we really have to educate ourselves every day and just be informed on what is happening and work with the young generation just to see even how do we keep up with the pace. But it's moving really fast.
Do you see a situation whereby the mainstream media is continuing to lose out to individually generated content? And do you see that more of a generational thing? That means it's affecting the younger people as opposed to the older people. Do you see that going on to an extent whereby the mainstream media dies off completely, or how do you see that happening?
Thank you, Doc, for that amazing question. Because I'm also in the production industry. I consult for TVs and all that. And I don't want to tell investors that TV is dying. But I would say it's changing. It's evolving. And if we don't change with it, something will die. But I don't mean we have to die, because we can change with the times. An example is like, you and me, we are of a generation of the Kodak moments. Before selfies were there was a Kodak moment. There was a company called Kodak, worth billions of dollars. Pictures on a film and all that. When the transition came for digital, they didn't move fast enough. And Kodak was forgotten. We all use a phone called Nokia. Okay, most of us. I don't know whether Enoch used that. But Nokia was very big those days of 3310 and all those.
You used to admire it.
Yeah, you used to admire it. You could not even touch it. From a distance. Yeah, so Nokia also faced that challenge of not moving with the times, because things cannot remain the same. Times must always change. So even this landscape is really changing, and we must see how do we change with it. How do we move with the move? Otherwise, if we don't change, whoever doesn't change, it will die with them. So we have to figure out how do we work with the move. The same way, like here, you're now streaming this on YouTube. So that means you're adapting to the change and moving with the shift. So, and that's one way that even as we do mainstream, our presence online is also very big, should be big, and we should figure out how do we get enough eyeballs on our online platforms, and also how do we get this generation to watch? Because truth be told, like now in Africa or in Kenya, half of the population is youth. Actually, more than half, 70%, 70%. Half is about 18 years and below. So those numbers are actually mind-boggling. That, and they're calling it this Gen Z revolution, and you've seen even in politics, them coming out. They want to be heard. So even on our platforms, they want to be heard, and we have to see how do we work with these young people and speak to their own. Whether it's a word we are speaking, whether it's the everything we are doing, we see how do we marry what we are doing with what is happening. But we cannot ignore the revolution and the shift that is taking place in the digital space, or we can do that at our detriment.
That's true. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What
Yeah.
inspired you to become a content creator? How was the initial journey like? And can you share some memorable times or moments when you had breakthrough in content creation?
Yeah, I would say what inspired me, I would say God. I would say God because I was the God too. Not as a cliche, but I was trained a hotelier. I was trained as a hotelier. Yeah, so I worked in the hotel for some time. Then another time I was also working in church. I was serving in church, and this time I would say, I had vividly, and I stopped. I had to resign from where I was working, and I was working more in the church as I was looking for another job. I was doing that looking for another job, but I didn't know God had a plan, because at the same time I resigned and I was helping in the church, doing some things in the church. At the same time now we got a small camera I was using to shoot in the church. I actually first met my mentor, Jogona, when I was looking for a job. He was doing photography, and I admired the photos he was doing. And at that time I was looking for a job, so I didn't have many options. So he asked me to join him. So I joined him and we started doing photography. Then we were doing videography, videos in weddings, in parties and all that. Then as we continued, now I realized, wow, this is where I feel comfortable, I feel at home. And now still in the church, now I was also volunteering to do filming. So as I was doing filming, I met musicians in church, and the bishop then wanted to put music in the TV shows. We were doing a big TV show then. It was called Kunanuru Gizani. So bishop wanted to put some music. He loved music, he wanted to put music in the TV show. So we looked for musicians that were in the church to record for them music, videos, and most gospel musicians didn't have music videos. So we shot the music videos and put in the program. One of the songs we did then was Kunadawa. Kunadawa video is one of the songs we did for Esther Wahome. And that time online was not big, so we did the video and it went viral, but in the analog. Those days we didn't have a viral for online. It went viral because everywhere you could find the DVD, Kunadawa, the VCD, all over.
Even in bars, it was
Even
big
in
saga.
bars, big concerts. And Esther was all over, traveling all over the world because of this song, Kunadawa. The video, I just learned how to do videos, teaching myself, learning from a few guys how to do the video. And the video was also received well. So that was my biggest breakthrough in the...
So that one was shot by Princecam Media?
Princecam Media,
Okay.
yeah. That's I had started Princecam Media.
That's very exciting because when you look at it, my dad follows from Uganda. He got for us that CD of Kunadawa, Esther. That's how we started learning Swahili. So we'll be excited to know that the producer is right here on set.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
So yeah, we created that. That's why I say it's God leading. Then many other videos followed. And that's why I started Princecam. My nickname was Prince. I always had my camera. It was Prince and his camera. Coined the Princecam word. And company grew. We started training people in the company. They were getting good. People were coming for internship from university and colleges, interning with me. I trained them. Some of them I could retain them. Some of them I released them, and some were also becoming very good producers. That is how we discovered this area of technical training. And we knew one day we'd want to start a technical training center and train people practically how to do this. Because when these students were coming from university, we knew we needed to really retrain them. And we discovered now we were getting better. So that's how later now we started Talanta Institute to train. Our flagship course was TV and film production. And over the years, we have trained amazing producers who are doing well in the industry. And yeah, and we're happy to be part of that creative economy, and not just creating content in digital format, but creating content in people, recreating ourselves in other people. Like what you said, God is a creator, and He said, let there be. So even as we have recreated ourselves and created producers, created content creators, And we feel so proud to be in that space of, creating other creatives through Talanta Institute and Princecam Media as well.
Enoch, what do you have to say about this?
Thank you so much, Doc. I am really excited about this, your journey. Imagine coming from hotel industry now into, production, and now you've birthed this big Talanta Institute. I interact with the youths out there, and I see the passion, the vigor, and I can now really form where it is all coming from. And I like what Doctor said. It is important to adapt. If you do not adapt, you die. You either adapt or you die away. And that is why I think having you on this show is going to give more courage to the upcoming youngsters who want to enter into this space. Because when you look at TTV and TV, Faith Today TV right now, we are up to it. We are not only on TV, but we also, for example, we cover Nairobi, Kiambu, and other neighboring areas. But we have people who watch us from Uganda and Burundi. How do they do that? We capture them through, YouTube. We also have, right now our website is live. Someone can actively watch it. And I think TVs need to adopt that. Otherwise, what more value are you going to give this person who could give you an advert or business? So I really agree with you, and I can't wait to hear more from you. Sure.
Amazing. Thank you.
As you go on, might be somebody is asking, how do you create content? How do you ensure that content is original? How do you ensure that people continue being engaged with the content? And how do you maintain relevancy? And where do you post? Might be somebody might be asking those basic questions, so to speak.
I mean, it's a very good question. I know it may sound like cliche for the Gen Z and all that. Somebody may feel they know it all and all that. But that question, of course, can be answered in so many ways. Number one is also people first knowing yourself. Who am I as Paul Mukoma? And what can I do? And that's usually the hardest part. Know yourself and know your capabilities. Okay? Because when you know yourself, you know what kind of content can I create. Okay? I've also tried to create my own content. I've created some content. I'm also on TikTok, still figuring out. I don't know the last time I posted, but I'm still re-strategizing how. I've done a dance on TikTok. You should watch me.
A dance?
But I think it's still Paul, Mukoma Paul.
Mukoma Paul.
But the only thing I don't know whether the dance was entertaining because it was good. But it's a Gen Z laughing at this mzee trying to dance. It was, someone said I'm trying, but the left leg is not really coordinating
with the right leg. That's why
I tried that, and I want to be very adventurous. Now I want to start. I'm still rediscovering, especially that area of TikTok. And I'm very serious. I want to really do content there.
We are watching you.
Why the Gen Z are laughing, even behind the scenes here and behind the cameras. Most of the time they look at us like, what are these ones trying? But there is space for everybody in all these platforms. Once you discover yourself and what you're supposed to do. I've seen doctors doing amazing work on TikTok. Doctors, and they are giving relevant information. And so many people are getting educated on TikTok. I've seen farmers like Caleb Karoga doing amazing stuff on TikTok, educating people and all that. So I know next time I'll try not to dance, but do what I'm good at. Train and all that and give the information. Of course, we need to lobby more, even when it comes to the algorithms and how they are making these platforms. Because I'll tell you the truth, like TikTok, as I divert a bit, like the algorithms they have for China is different from Africa and other countries. Like in their country, they expose their young people to creators, people doing amazing things, people doing sensible things. When you come to algorithms for other spaces, we are being exposed to those dances and forcing Mukoma to dance, thinking that it's only dance that you can only be on TikTok dancing. They are not telling me I can be on TikTok mentoring, can be on TikTok, QDoc, giving all the mentorship there and counseling and all that. And when you discover the right way of doing it, you will have a following. It can be millions of followers. I have a mentor in this building who's doing entrepreneurship content on TikTok. In a few months, he has 30,000 followers. So he didn't try to do a dance like me, but he discovered me. I teach entrepreneurship. I'll figure out how do I teach entrepreneurship on TikTok. Short videos, straight to the point, and he has his audience. First, discover yourself, discover your industry. Once you discover, you can also develop your style or your brand. Because per se, maybe you may figure out me, I don't know my style. You can also develop. Sometimes you can even copy, but copy well. In a way, now you also give it some originality. After you do that, you have the right tools, choose a platform, have a calendar and all that. That can be a bit technical. But once you discover yourself and the content you can do, and you start posting and see how it's being received, you can now see how do you keep making your content better. Even before you have a calendar and all that, you can keep first post different content, see how it's being received, and now discover this is my line. Algorithms will learn your behavior and will start exposing your content to more people who are following that. So the biggest part is your discovery. What am I meant to do? Some are doing well in dance, some are doing cooking content, some are doing farming content, some are doing tech content. You see, there is a guy who markets his laptops on TikTok. Look at how he does that and then finishes with a bang. He has millions of followers. He may not be earning directly from TikTok, but he sells many laptops through what he's doing there. So, and I would say everybody is a creator. I was listening to one video on my way here of one Nigerian content creator. And he said, do you know, everybody is a creator. And one of the way of creating is just being yourself. You can be on TikTok being yourself. Some people are just being themselves, being funny because that's who they are. There are TikTokers who don't even talk. There's one who has billions of followers, and all he does is action. He doesn't even talk. When you do this, that's his signature. He looks at people doing complicated things, simplifies it. Just do that. Right now, he's, I think, 22, 23. He's already a multi-millionaire in dollars. And he started the COVID time. When people are struggling, he started his TikTok. Today, he's the highest paid TikToker in the world. So discovering that and being yourself, I think is the hardest part. Because at the time we are trying too hard to be somebody else. When I see what Doc is doing, I'm like, hey, I want to do like Doc. Try to do like Doc, and it will be so complicated for me. But if we can be more of ourselves and embrace that, you may discover you don't even need to talk. I discovered I don't need to dance. The hard way. But again, because I work with young people, at times I will just, we'll just have fun with them and try different things. But when you discover that, like the person who has done branding for this car,
Yes.
can do a TikTok just branding different things. Shh, and not even talking. People are even making millions doing unboxing videos. Not even talking. Buy something, you unbox. And you're opening and showing how you're unboxing a new phone.
What?
So they end up being sent now products. Your TikTok grows to a level where now people want to market through your platform. So people are sending you free products. You unbox in your own way and put it there. So you get free products and you get you get paid as you do that. Some people are reviewing hotels. Just go review in your own way. They're being paid. Stay in 5-star. Produce content, and you're actually paid to stay in a 5-star hotel. Can you imagine?
That's wonderful.
Like the boy I told you who was invited to Dubai, that boy is from Uganda. 11 years, I saw him doing an advert in Dubai. They have paid your air ticket, paid hotel for you, I stay in Dubai, and he's from a poor village, but he just found his niche. So, and that's what even the Bible tells us. Just being ourselves. We are created unique. When you discover that uniqueness and the reason why you are created and our purpose, even when it comes to content creation, almost everybody can create content. I've seen drivers creating content driving. I've seen riders, motorbike riders, creating content riding. I've seen delivery people creating content, delivering pizzas and all that. So you can imagine how big this is. And as you ask the question of how people can start from where you are with what you have.
let's come to the question of start after the break.
After-
I would want us to tackle the
Thank
question
you.
of break
Yeah.
after the break. And for the viewers who are watching this exciting and interesting discussion with Mr. Paul Mukoma, he's been so much experience in Talanta Institute, training a lot of people in that field. And I would want you to send your questions now. I will take a number of your questions after the break. And in case you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like. It will help us with the algorithm. So let's just hold on your screen and subscribe. We are coming back right after this break. Thank you.
I wrote a book, a powerful book. That is 7 Keys to Success. All of us want to succeed. Nobody here wants to fail. I have no doubt you have a deep-seated desire how to succeed, but you wonder how. There are principles in this book. I call them keys. There are 7 of them that I have elaborated, that I have discussed in this book, and I have no doubt when you read this book, well, you will succeed. Many people have read it and they have come. The other day I met somebody who told me, well, I read your 7 keys to success and I have been teaching from that book. Actually, she's a pastor and she told me, well, I actually bought several, I have given to my leaders, to my people. You can use it also for teaching and even blessing other people in your family, church, and friends, even your place of work. 7 keys to success. I have no doubt when you read this book, you will succeed. Failure is not your place to be. You can be successful by reading 7 keys to success. Call that number, send a message, and we will respond to you and send you a copy of this book. God bless you and see you soon.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. My name is Pastor Peter Njiri.
This is Julius Mayu W.
My name is Pastor Jamlek.
I'm Stanley Jenga.
My name is Timothy, and I wish to welcome you for this year's Men of Destiny Summit.
And I'm inviting you to the Men of Destiny Summit.
The Men of Destiny Summit happening here at House of Faith
Along Vicar Road,
This month, 28th and 29th.
June 28th.
And 29th of June.
Just 2 days. 2 days of impartation.
Last year we had such a great and awesome time in the presence of the Lord.
My God.
We had a great time,
we had moments of transformation, moment of teaching,
especially in the workshops, whereby we meet in the afternoon and we are able to ask difficult questions. Questions maybe that we cannot ask when we have our wives.
lives were transformed.
Can't wait for the one that is coming this year.
This year the theme is on breaking all barriers.
Breaking all barriers.
That I'll be taught on how even to break barriers as a young man.
We'll be starting from 9 all the way to 6 in the evening. 2 days of marathon hearing and teachings.
Ukiwa wewe ni mzai, wewe ni youth man, bora wewe ni man.
All the men.
Come and
We are looking forward to see you in our upcoming Men of Destiny Summit. So
Remember to tag a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend.
and your life will never be the same. Thank you so much.
We love you and God bless you.
God bless you.
Welcome back, my dear viewer. We are excited to be with you, and you're listening to this discussion on content creation and the creative economy. We've had a very engaging first session with Mr. Paul Mukoma of Talanta Institute, and I would really appreciate if you asked him some questions, because remember, we are here for you. And just before the break, we were just discussing about how to start. And what was going also through in my mind is that we have people creating very funny content, but it's still trendy. So I'm asking myself, how do you start? Do you start with the funny content, queer content? How do you find your niche?
Very interesting, Doc.
And how do you monetize? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people want to make money.
To make money.
Yes.
Of course, different platforms have different ways of starting. When you're starting on YouTube, is a way of doing YouTube. If it has more, long videos on that, and they have a threshold on how you can start monetizing. There are those who would want to start on TikTok, Instagram. So I would say most Kenyans are really monetizing on YouTube. And now TikTok is big, and Facebook now is one of the platforms that now people will be able to monetize on Facebook. And as I repeat what I said, the best way to start is from your place of strength. Okay? So the best place is where are you strong at? What are you doing? What are you, you get?
Go on.
Awesome. So the best place to start, just like God asked Moses, and now that we are on Faith TV, is what do you have in your hand? So the question I would ask everybody watching, what do you have? Okay? Are you a teacher? That's where you start, because it's easier to start where you're strong. Okay? If you're a teacher, you teach English, you can start doing content in line with that, because it will be sort of a no-brainer. Face your phone and start doing some of your curriculums you have. The only thing now is to understand the platforms. Some platforms, you see, like TikTok, there is a way now, and some of these you can go and learn online. There is a way it favors more of a vertical video than the horizontal. So you'll do that and learn how to frame and all that. Okay, some of these crash courses, we can also give them at Talanta Institute. They come, we can help them get started on the technical part, because so many of them have some technical things that we may not be able to go in details. But number one, I repeat again, start from your area of strength, your area of expertise
and interest
and competence. That one, and I tell you, everybody is competent in something. I've seen some people do things even in vernacular, and they are doing very well. So you don't say, me, I can't do Swahili, English, I can't do content. In your vernacular, there are people waiting for your content. Start there, learn a bit of how do you do the settings. How do you position the camera? How do you position the lighting? It's good for people to see clear image. But I know there are also some videos where people don't even need to see your face. So you can also create. If you feel, I don't want my face to be seen, still there is content you can actually create. But some people have that fear of, I don't want my face to be seen. I don't feel like I sound well. I used to always have that phobia of, the way I'm speaking, maybe it's not sounding well. Everybody has that phobia of starting. But it's to tell everybody, if you feel you don't want to first be seen, like I've said, there are people who do unboxing videos where they are not even seen. We're just seeing what they're explaining. You can be a teacher, and we're just seeing what you are writing. You can actually devise a new way that hasn't been done before. That's the other thing. Of course, there are so many things you can copy, but you can also create something new that nobody else has done. So start there, where you feel your strength is, where you're more competent in a way you can give that knowledge without struggling, and start doing it. Then once you start, you monitor, look at the platforms. You see, you can actually have in all platforms, because it will not cost you anything. It's just opening, you have a channel on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Before you even go to the rest, at least you have those main ones. As you research, if you're a good photographer, you discover other platforms like Pinterest and all others that sell photos that you can also put your content there. So once you start, I would advise have it in all platforms, and now you're able to observe which platform am I strong at. Now, yes, you can be posting in all, but your focus can be, my primary platform can be on TikTok, because that's where my content is being received well. If you realize your content is doing better on YouTube, you don't have to force too much to be on this TikTok where that's a vibe. You can still have your YouTube as your strongest platform, and these are the ones who just be as a by the way. And because you're not being charged, you can still cross-post in all of them. So that's the best way of starting. As you learn, you're going to see now what are the threshold for monetizing. Okay, some of them, YouTube has the threshold, you need this number of followers, okay, you need this number of views, and they will be telling you there. You'll be seeing, even as you go to the platform, you read and see this is where you are at. You can now keep checking the tracking your progress on each platform. So when you discover mine is doing well on YouTube, you can now focus a bit more on that, because again, at times it's hard to do everything. And especially as you begin, you may not be strong at everything. If you discover you're doing better on TikTok, focus on that, but still post on the rest, so that also you can still check and measure, maybe my content can do better on more than one platform. The next is just to research, go online and see what other platforms are there available. I know we've talked about these 4, but there are many platforms, could go even up to 100, okay? But you can know which other platform can I have my content. If you are a teacher and you started doing those YouTube videos, you can actually discover the other e-learning platforms you can put your content and you monetize, like Udemy and the rest, that you can actually now put my learning content in this learning platform. Because at times we have only restricted ourselves to these social famous platforms. But there are other platforms that make people a lot of money, and they are not the popular ones. People who are creators of photographs and images, Pinterest is very big for those. If you do very high quality images, you can sell from there. And so many other platforms for selling photographs. Pixel, yes, is another platform. You can sell photos, and other platforms even for graphic design. And then, yeah, you start, you monitor, you research more, and you're able to see, where do I keep changing? But I feel that's a good place to start. Why you're strong at? Yeah, like I've said, some people, maybe they are they create things. Just recording yourself doing what you're doing. You make pots, you brand things, you can just start doing content in line with that. You repair things, you can vibe about that, do something about that. In every industry. If there is no industry you are strong at, you can find something you have interest in. Some people are making money just by engaging people and asking questions, and even inviting other people to contribute on their platforms. So there are so many ways of starting, but once you discover your strength, if you feel you don't have any, pick an interest. There must be something you're interested in. Maybe you're interested in cars. Start researching about that and start talking about cars. Be someone waiting to hear that content. I believe that can be one of the way to start. Of course, there are many other ways. If you're going professional now, there is a place of looking at quality, the cameras you're using and all that. But I feel that's the last thing to think about. Start with what you have. You have a phone, start with that. Okay. Your neighbor has a phone, they can record you do something and help you post. Even if you don't understand the posting and all that, there's somebody around you who can actually help you. Start the platform and help you post.
Now, there's a very interesting trend that is now taking the industry by storm.
Yeah.
Is artificial intelligence, AI.
Yeah.
Actually, if today you look at even the US stock market, a company like NVIDIA is now becoming the most valuable company, more than Apple.
Yes.
And it's all because it's driving the AI revolution.
Yeah.
And in AI, there is a way you can actually create content, clone your voice, generate actually AI videos, which were actually not taken by your camera or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I've tried it myself. I've actually cloned my voice, I've generated some videos, I've even posted.
Yeah.
As a teacher, as a director at Talanta, and I believe a mwalimu also. I wanted to call you a teacher, so I was a bit scared.
I'm still
but
a teacher.
You're still a teacher also at Talanta.
Yeah. And a student also.
And a student also.
Yeah.
What is your comment about AI in content creation, the present, and what do you see as the future? Is it not going to come and kill this idea of you taking a camera and shooting?
Yeah, it's a very, very strong question. I may not be the biggest expert in the AI, but I understand a few things. I've also used AI, both for generating scripts, generating documents and all that, pictures also, and videos and voice. And this is what I would say, is still another revolution on top of what we have been going through, and we can't avoid it. The best thing is to see how best do we use AI. So still going back to the creative economy, still the most creative people who leverage on it and use it well, use it right, that are going to benefit from it. Because there's a basic AI most of us can use, but the people who are really using it in an advanced way, that they create content that feels original, okay? Or is still able to be consumed well. There's a time we did an advert, generated the AI voice, and some of the people in the marketing were like, oh, this voice is AI generated, it doesn't sound good, you know. So, but AI, just like we say it's artificial intelligence, is a big brain out there, very big. It's learning from us every day and trying to do what we do even better at a higher speed.
Yeah.
So even what we have as AI today, by tomorrow, it's improving. It's learning and improving. So as we learn more about AI, we become better positions to see how do I use AI, but still infuse my creativity. Because you look at AI, sometimes the answers you get, the quality of content you get or answers is based on the quality of questions.
Ask.
Or prompts you can give it.
Exactly,
so you give
what we call prompt engineering.
Yes.
You really have to understand
it.
To ask it the right question to generate the right response.
Yeah. Actually, now there are many courses about that, being up to degree level and to masters, that you can actually do now in the area of AI and just learning that, how do you do these prompts. So the best we learn how you can do those prompts and all that, the better content we can do. So our challenge, even content creators, is to dive into it, even myself, and learn a lot about it. But again, not just stick to what. Also, no, AI cannot do it alone. AI needs me to do this. So that's why we will say AI cannot replace creatives. Yes, when it comes to the cameras and all that, it's taken up so many jobs. So it's to see now, how do we work with AI? Because we can't replace it and we can't say it will not disrupt. It has already disrupted in a big way. But I think we're just scratching the surface. So it's to see how best can I work with AI. To see AI as a partner, not as a competition, not as a killer, but how do I work with AI? Just like this camera. We used to have big manual cameras that needed several people to operate. Now we have a camera that you can leave there on tripod and is working. Many years ago, we had a camera, recorder separate, 5 people operating that camera, focus pulling and all that. We have better cameras, but it doesn't mean they have taken all the jobs. So AI, yes, there are jobs it will take. Yes, there are industries it will kill. And it calls for us now to really learn it. Just like now you don't have secretarial course.
Yes.
I know you've also been a teacher and you've been in the education industry. There was a famous course many years ago for the young people called secretarial.
Yeah.
When you clear school, most people are doing secretarial course. That was killed.
Nowadays, everybody's a secretary.
Everybody's a secretary of their own.
Yeah.
So right now, there are also other areas now that are also being taken by AI, but also these AI will work with us. So it's to challenge ourselves to really learn it, work with it, and just learn on the go. Learn it on the go and see how best do we utilize it, and see which industries is it killing. How do we
go around it,
adapt and to the new shift? Yeah.
Okay, so let's turn to the viewers' questions. I have a lot of engagement from the viewers. And viewers, we are so glad that you are engaging with us. We are here because of you. And we have Frederick. Frederick is asking Paul, hello, good to see you, Paul. Maybe this guy knows you.
Yeah.
Let me ask. I've had conflicts where a more popular account store all my contents and they are benefiting from it by gaining followers. What should I do? Do I continue servicing this thief?
No, and that's why one of the things we need to learn is the how to copyright the content. Because if this really is your content, there's a way you can lodge a complaint. But because you're working with algorithms and all that, there's nobody who's there to listen to your case. Of course, they can get to that place or case being heard, but at least you need to have some documentations you have signed for this content. And that's a challenge I also faced. Even those days we were doing videos, we were very busy producing DVDs and distributing and all that. And as YouTube was coming, guys were picking, you know, that time when YouTube started, because it will start in the first world. So we had Kenyans in US and in other countries who are now uploading, buying DVDs and uploading our content. And they made a lot of money before we woke up to what YouTube is. So the people who adapt to these things early benefit more. So for this particular question is, if you can show this is my content, and the only way to show is I have a document. I have a way I can show I'm the first one who created it. If it was your platform first, there's a way to show. See how you can get, if you didn't sign any documents, how can you get new documents signed? How can you talk to intellectual property lawyer? But because I don't want to go into things that can feel difficult to do. You know, like when you tell someone to see a lawyer, of course they will think about the cost. But you can think, what can you do even without a cost? So if it's your original content and you can show the footprint, you are the first one who uploaded and all that, there's a way of going through claiming the right to content that has been, someone has taken. So you can't keep servicing the thief.
Yeah.
As he said, when a thief we've caught should pay 7 times. I don't know whether this one will pay, but there's a way to start claiming that content.
Okay.
So you start claiming and you can issue a strike. Sometimes you can even write to the person, like, this is my content, you need to stop using it. There's a time also we had our content we were doing and someone started uploading. We wrote to them and told them, pull this content now. So even before we told them, we don't want to give, to issue a copyright strike on your account. Okay? You know, we still may work together in future. Could you be kind enough to pull down our content from your account? And they graciously did that. So there are things can be sorted out even amicably. If there are people you can write to, or you reach out to them and pull this down. You go to the account, see the contacts, you can first even write to them. You can issue a notice. Even if you're not issuing a strike, you can claim this is my content. And now do things right. Start earning and now see in future, how do you create the right documentation? If this is content you created with someone else, you need to post a document, okay? There are always documents you need to attach, because even when you go to issuing a strike and claiming the content, they may need you to attach some documentation. So it's good to know the name you've written on your production, put properly, this is so-and-so production, okay? Copyright, 2004, copyright belongs to this person or this company, okay? So when you do that, it's easy now when they ask you for a document, you can give that. But also there are intellectual property lawyers who may be willing to do that with you without charging you. Okay, so you also have a way you can engage in case it gets to a place where you need a legal advice. You can also see, and also it depends on how much the content is worth, because the much maybe you will pay the lawyer, the content is worth, yes, a percentage of what it's worth. So it's worth pursuing and claiming back your content, because see, right now we are in that era of, we called it intellectual property law. So it is property, just like a plot you have somewhere. When you go and find somebody is building on your plot, You don't just say, okay, just build. They have taken it and they have started building. Let me go look for another one. So at the time you think, do I have a document? Do I have a title deed? You can claim, or which document do I have that I can claim that? So you try all those ways before you say there's nothing you can do.
Yes, we have Janet here. And Janet, thank you for watching. Janet has two questions. One, Janet is saying, do I have to post every day? It will make me post irrelevant things. And number two, she's also asking, this Janet again, but let me ask another. What if I post videos on different niches? She's talking about posting. Should she post every day? And will that make her post irrelevant things?
Yeah.
And should she then do different niches?
Different niches. Very good question, and it's very easy. You don't have to post every day. There are people who post once in a week. There are people who can even post once in a month. Because the more frequent you are, the better, if you create a schedule. But you don't have to post every day. That's the answer to the first question. You can even do once in a week at first. If you ever get to a place you can post every day, that time can come. So pace yourself to when are you able to create content.
But make it regular.
Make it regular, like yeah. You have a rhythm.
People know they're expecting, let's say, the first week of the month.
First week,
or
you have
if it's
that.
weekly, they know every Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
before then you come to daily.
To daily.
Okay.
Create your rhythm and your schedule. And the calendar, someone I talked about calendar. Create that. But even before you create all that, I would say sometimes just start posting, then learning how is my audience. So you decide, do I do after every 2 days, 3 days? You can pace yourself. You can target multiple audience. I know we've talked about niches. So yeah, you can have different niche depending on your talents and your capabilities. Okay? Like I said, this industry is so big in a way. Don't think yourself as a content creator that I have to be the one in front of a camera. I can be Paul Mukoma, I can be a creator and I never need to be in front of a camera, or I never even need to shoot anything myself. If I'm at that level, I can hire different people who are creating content. I have a doctor who creates content for doctors. Maybe I own the studio, so I do the filming and upload. I have a lawyer who creates legal content. They are targeting different niche. I have a farmer who creates farming content. Okay, that's as you grow and you have like studios to do things. But even as an individual, let's say you could have a kid and you're creating content targeted to kids. But you could be a mother and you're also targeting other mothers like me and you're creating content for them. Okay? But at the same time, you could be a professional, a lawyer, that you're also creating legal content. You see, so you can target multiple niches as yourself, but also working with other people. That you can find these people, they're not able to do their content, but I can be like an aggregator. And you can also get to a level of being an aggregator. An aggregator means you have multiple people who don't make money on YouTube because they have not reached the right threshold. So and as an aggregator, if you reach to a level now you're an aggregator, you can actually have people, different creators under you, okay? That are actually, now your work is to help them polish and upload and monetize. You see, so there are many ways of doing it. We may not even be able to tackle everything here, but that's what I can say. You can target different niches, and it doesn't even need to be you speaking throughout, and it can be done very well, and you don't have to post every day. Very few people post every day, actually.
Somebody is asking, it's good that we are talking about content creation. What if I keep creating content that have no views? What should this person do?
Number one, if you're creating a content that has no views, if it's a serious conviction you have, and is something you're passionate about, how you test is how you can keep creating everything without views. You can keep doing it, but number one also, you can also check what maybe could you have gotten wrong in either naming your channel, using the right keywords. So there are other technical things also to learn to know how do I make sure my content has views. So There are several ways to go about that. First is to look at the other things you do. There are people talk about how you have the name of your channel. People talk about how you name your videos, the words you use, the description you use for their videos, and the banner you use. What do you call that? The first image
Thumbnail.
you put.
Is it thumbnail?
The thumbnail you use, yeah. The thumbnail you use on your video. So you may discover, yes, I have these videos that have no many views, but maybe the problem is the thumbnail I have. Because the thumbnail may be a put off. So I would say first, you don't get discouraged in the line of content you're creating. First, look at the other technical things of setting up your channel. Make sure you have set it right, okay, before you give up. Once you make sure you have set it right, you can also look at your content and how you're doing it. Okay, it's rarely to have a channel with no views if you're doing it right. If you share with even your friends, you'll have some views. One of the girl I was watching on YouTube on my way here, I was listening. She said, when I started creating, it was I only had one view, and that was my dad. Because when a girl send the dad a video, the dad will watch.
To find out what she's doing.
Yes. So first, your first eyeballs you create, sometimes the people around you. There is also a marketing aspect of your content. Before you started the show, you also say, hey, who can I share with? I shared in my group of my staff. I shared with my wife, and I can go like, Bona, why you didn't watch my video? You must have a loyal following that you can actually tell. Make sure you watch and comment. So especially as you start, is that hard work of pushing. We want my youth wanaita, you push. You have to push the content before you say it has no views. But I believe there is no, you will have no view. But if it continues that way, you may also discover at some point you may need to change the way you're doing your content. The quality maybe of your sound. Sound, they say the ear is very unforgiving. If you watch content every time and the sound is bad, you'll stop watching.
Yeah.
Okay, and YouTube will stop recommending your content. So you may also discover some other technical things you may need to change to get more viewership. Maybe your camera you're using a very old one, or maybe it had marks on the lens. So it's maybe disgusting to some audience. Okay, as much as there is some disgusting content that still attract some kind of audience. But I would say you look at those things, the technical things, the following, where you're pushing your content, there is the sharing part, because nowadays there is no like you just upload and wait for views.
You have to promote it.
You're competing with billions of people. Yeah, you're competing with people who have billions of videos to watch. So how do you attract eyeballs? How do you create traffic to your videos? How you captivate your audience? There's a word I had written here about captivating audience. Of course, now the content at times has become, is actually literally captivating people. People are watching even the negative content, all manner of content that they become captives, and it's not good content. I mean, so there are those extremes, but you also have to really work hard to get the views before you can change now, maybe think of changing the content you're doing or how you're delivering it.
We'll take two more questions because of time. If you could give it one minute.
Okay.
Enoch, give us two questions.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Speaking of capturing the audience and then exciting, there's a question that is coming through from Peter. He says, good morning. Can Paul explain how to make content more exciting? And how do I push this content?
Wow. Very interesting. Because also it depends on, first, okay, right now, especially with the generation we are, nobody wants something boring. So, and at times we try to make it exciting and you make it bad. Okay, I talked about being yourself, because there's a way you can be yourself, and we have very serious, boring people online, and people follow them. So, first is not even how exciting, because there's some content, if you're teaching, again, if you do so much dramatic, you may also lose some audience. First, is again, I go like, know yourself, and know the kind of content you should do. Because you have that guy who does this from Italy. Yeah, it's called? Kabi just does this, and like, is this really exciting? how he does his content may not look so exciting because you look at the people doing you just need to do that. So it's not, I would say the word is not exciting, it's uniqueness.
Uniqueness.
How unique can you make your content? Okay. Discover your niche and your uniqueness. So don't rush with the exciting and trying to do all manner of gimmicks. If you discover your uniqueness, some of the content, like I said, unboxing, there is nothing exciting about it. Okay, maybe how they open, you may discover how to make it better. But it's more how unique.
And it's also informative.
And how informative for some people
It
is...
might be the new phone somebody has never seen.
Yes. So now if you also give relevant information and what people are looking for, like now as I was coming here, I was Googling videos by content creators. There are those that are ranked on top because it's something they have done. Some of them didn't even sound exciting. Some of them even had bad sound, but they were recommended by YouTube. Why? Because of how, like I've said, how they have done the naming of a video, how they have the description they have given the video and all that. So sometimes it's not even the content itself. It's the technical part that people at times don't take time to research and see
How you package it.
how you package it.
And I think
Okay,
also
and how
there's
you-
something
yeah.
I read about how you can optimize the name
Yes.
by searching to see what is the top trending names or topics.
Yes.
And therefore then you create something and then use that topic or name.
Yeah.
If it's relevant,
Yes.
topic or name in your content.
Yes.
So when people are searching and this is a trending search,
Recommend.
then
Recommend.
you are one of the people recommended.
Yeah.
So there's even what we call search engine optimization and all
Optimization.
that. So you search by keyword and all that.
Very true.
Maybe you can give us the last questions because of time.
Okay, thank you so much. So far,
thank
there are
you.
so many questions that are streaming in.
Uh-huh.
I will want to choose one from James.
Yeah.
He says, how can I effectively monetize my content in today's digital economy?
To effectively monetize your content in today's digital economy is first, what kind of content are you doing? Okay, like I said, which platform is best for your content? So first, like I said, again, have it in multiple platforms. If I know the kind of content you're doing, I can tell you which may be the best. But put in all, learn how to do the technical part, how to do the naming, the optimizing your content, and then also how do you share, how do you get multiple platforms you can share and creating your audience, and then also the kind of information you give. If it's so relevant and someone watches once, they can watch all the way to the end. Okay, so that's, I would say, is the best way. Consistency, we had talked about having a calendar that you're consistently doing it. Some people post for 1-2 years before they start making money. So you don't give up in between. So consistency is key. Quality is also key. Now when you get to that level, there is a level where the quality also has to look good. When you're looking at monetizing, and if also is YouTube is also, would want good quality content. For TikTok and all that, you can keep doing on phone, but when you go into YouTube and you want to monetize, the better the quality, the easier it will be to monetize. I think Facebook is taking the same, that the better the quality of a show, the faster you can monetize. And quality is in quality in the videos and sound and all that, but also the content you offer and how you make it appealing, how you come out on the video. If I'm talking to young people, how do I dress up? If I'm talking about makeup and all that, how do I look? 'Cause I can't be talking about makeup as a lady, and I don't have makeup. I don't look that. I can't be talking about fashion, content about fashion, and I don't look fashionable. You get me? So you have to. There are so many elements that we can talk about that can help you take off, but it depends on the industry. If I am a teacher and I have a lot of knowledge in what I'm teaching, and I'm able to deliver it in a fun way, and I discover a niche. I've seen some teachers now, they are very good in turning learning into a musical. So they are teaching kids and they turn it into their own unique musical. And the kids are learning as they sing along the song. Some of that content is going viral. So those are some of the other ways you can just discover your niche again and how best to deliver in your in your industry. But I think it's a long conversation.
We'll
Maybe
pick
next
it-
time we can continue.
Pick it next time. So thank you
Sure.
very much, Mr. Paul Mukoma.
Yeah.
This has been quite engaging, and thank you very much, viewers, for watching. I'll just ask Mr. Mukoma to give us his parting shot, and maybe you can just tell people about how you enroll people in the Talanta Institute and what they can learn briefly as we close.
Yeah, my parting shot is content is king, and you can actually create a kingdom of content. A king is rich, so content can make you rich when you when you create well and monetize. And then also learning some skills help. Okay, if you learn how to create professional content, that's why we come in as Talanta Institute, where you can learn TV and film, where now you can move to the next level of content creation, of creating TV shows, films, and other content like photos, professional photos. So knowledge is very key. You can come, we train in TV and film, digital marketing, we train in other animation, because animation is another area of content you can create. You can go to our website, www.talanta.ac.ke, and Facebook, Talanta Institute, on all platforms. You can check us out there. Thank you.
The ones who shot Kuna Dawa.
Kuna Dawa, that's
as Princecam. That is very important because I know they can relate with Kuna Dawa.
I don't know whether
by
Gen Z
Esther
can
Home.
remember. I don't know Kuna Dawa, but
We might need to put it and they
they
sing.
see. But they can Google
They
Kuna
can
Dawa or Masi Masika.
Yeah.
Actually, they can relate more even with Masi Masika.
Wonderful.
Mwema song.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you,
Enoch,
Doc.
you can give us your parting shots.
Thank you so much. I think I should sing for our viewers. Kuna dawa, kuna dawa. I don't know if my voice is okay. But just for you, I mean, we are so excited to have you, our followers, those of you who really follow us all through. It's such an exciting, I was seated here, but I could not really get enough of what Mr. Paul had to deliver. You talked about building a community. Yes. We have a Kingdom Business Network community. Wow. And I am telling you, people are learning so much. Wow. I want to request our viewers to also subscribe, you know. This is very important. You talked about the algorithm. Doc here always recommends so that this video can go to more other people who have a passion to create content and probably, you know, make it in this world. But I have to encourage you, you will make it. So I also want to invite you for the Men of Destiny. If you are a man out there, we are going to have speakers from all over Africa. They are going to be with us next week on the 28th and 29th, right here at House of Faith. I'm very excited. If you can come along, I'm sure your life will not remain the same. Thank you and God bless you.
So thank you very much, Enoch, and thank you very much, viewers, for engaging with us and being with us on Faith Today Television. This has been Kingdom Business Network with Mr. Paul Mukoma telling us about content creation and the creative economy. And I believe that you have learned something. May God bless you very much and may God help you in your content creation journey. Shalom and God bless you.